Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, so I'm back again. Another vlog video just to kind of like talk about, well, hold on, let me adjust this a little bit. But, yeah, to talk about predictions on the Pixel 4a. Looks like that it is selling. It is selling very well. And myself and several other YouTubers and other content creators said it was going to sell pretty good. And it looks like so. Both Amazon and Best Buy reported that it is selling like hotcakes. It's selling. Okay, and that's to be expected. So, you know, it's really good to see that the Pixel 4a is continuing the same success that the Pixel 3a brought to the table when it came down to it. You know, just to be honest, one of the things that, you know, several content creators will point out, and even John Prosser said it, you know, and one of the major things that you know, goes and is writing with Pixels is the fact that, you know, if it's priced well, it will sell. I remember that John Prosser was even going out as far as to say, like, when the Pixel 4 was, you know, being leaked and everything like that, and he was going to say that if they priced the Pixel 4 decently, that it was going to be the best selling phone in 2019. Of course, that didn't happen, and a lot of people were upset, and yeah, you know, I totally get it. Pricing is one of the big key things of a smartphone. So, like, you can have a phone that is priced at, you know, $400 or $500 and has all the bells and whistles and 5G support and all that stuff, right? You can have a phone like that and then say, oh, it's gonna, you know, the Pixel 4a is not going to beat that in sales. It's just not. Again, pricing speaks. Now, if you were to compare it, for performance, for 5G capability, for longevity, yes. Performance-wise, compared to other devices that have a more powerful processor and is optimized well, it may be on par with them because, let's just face it, Google has gotten really good at optimizing Android for their hardware. They have, compared to what it used to be before. And, but, you know, like 5G support and stuff like that, longevity, no. I mean, a lot of people predict that this thing is not going to go beyond 2020. You know, people are going to opt for something more because, you know, 5G is coming out. Like, T-Mobile says they have standalone 5G, and there are various content creators that are putting them to the test on that and are coming with some not so great news about that, but I'll let them be the ones to tell you about it. But yeah, you know what? You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. That's all I gotta say. For me, it's a good thing to see Google replicate the success they had with the Pixel 3a with the Pixel 4a. You know, $350, you know, there's only one option really to it, and one colorway to it. So the just black variant, we'll just call it just black. You know, 128 gig to start out. Like, you know, the comparisons are flying out right now. Like, people were, you know, before the 4a dropped, everyone was like, well, you know, the iPhone SE 2020 is the better option. It's the better option. It's the better option. But then now that the phone is here, it's like $350, and you know what? You get 128 gigs, right? That's not $350 at 64 gigs, where it's like $399 for the 64 gig iPhone SE 2020. So if you wanted 128 gigs, and you're spending more. All right, so you're getting more storage in the iPhone SE 2020. Let's just be real about it. Now, people are comparing the displays, and they're saying that the Pixel 4a's displays is much, much better than the iPhone SE 2020. I'll have to see that in person before I actually declare that. You know, you got a nice size battery. You got headphone jack if you really need it. I mean, most people are going wireless nowadays anyways, but you got a headphone jack if you need it. You know, there are so much things about it. And that's the thing. That's why I tell people, like, don't count it out before it hits your hands. Like, don't count it out. I don't understand why people have this bad habit of doing that. You know, they count it out before it even reaches. And you know what? It's like Pixels never get a pass. Never. They will never get a pass. They are watched with a magnifying glass, they have a fine-tooth comb ran through them. And what I mean by that is that Apple gets a pass. You know, not saying any names, but I've seen people talk about the iPhone SE blows the Pixel 4a out the water. And then when they give their crucial opinion on the Pixel 4a, their biggest thing on why they say it won't fly is because it doesn't have 5G. The 5G variant is not coming till October with the Pixel 5. And I'm like, wait a minute, why does Apple get a pass with the iPhone SE 2020 that's not 5G capable? And I just named another reason why the Pixel 4a pretty much floats above the iPhone SE, and that is you get 128 gigs to start out with at $350, whereas on the iPhone SE you get 64 gig starting option, and then add more money to that if you want the 128 gig. And that's what I'm talking about. Like companies get a pass for shortcomings that people tear the Pixel down for. I just don't understand. Is it absolutely, the goal is to just get rid of Pixels completely? And then people were talking about bring back the days of the Nexus, right? Bring back the Google Play editions. And I agree, bring them back. Bring the Google Play editions back. Bring Nexus back. Why not? But why can't Pixels coexist with Nexus? See, the biggest confusion, and I'm gonna clear it up in this video. The biggest confusion with a lot of people is that they think that the Nexus device is exactly what the Pixel device is, and it's not, and it never has. Nexus devices were only around for two reasons. One was to push other OEMs by them building a device for Google and housing Android, the latest version of Android. And two, they were initially developer phones for third-party developers. That's what they were for. They were never intended to be, a flagship line. They were never intended to be the most popular Android device. But they did. But Google wanted to enter the hardware game. They wanted to enter the hardware game. Like, yeah, you can do a spill talking about, well, HTC built the first Pixel and they built the Pixel 2 while LG built the Pixel 2 XL. Like, you can go into that, and yes, they did. But they did it knowing they weren't going to get the credit for it. See, that's the difference. With like the Nexus 5, the Nexus 5X, LG got the credit for building the hardware for those Nexus devices. With the 2 and the 2 XL and the 1, HTC and LG does not get the credit for that. They were commissioned to do that. It's just like, if you want to get really down to it, you also got to think about, like, for instance, the processing chip. If we're going to be like, well, you know what, still Google didn't build the Pixel 2 and 2 XL. They didn't build, the Pixel 1. Okay, well, look at every other smartphone out there. If you want to go after Samsung, let's go after Samsung, right? They got like two different processing chips that they use. They got their own Exynos chip that they use, which is not really, liked by a lot of people here. And then they use Qualcomm. So Qualcomm builds a processing chip. Samsung didn't. Come on now. All right. Apple has components that they don't even build, put into their iPhone. So we can go down that line and talk about, who builds what. But with the Pixel devices, the credit all goes to Google. It all goes to Google. It's their hardware. That is what it is. Point blank, period. Nothing else. Not, no additions, no cherries on top. That's what it is. It's Google's hardware. People like them. People don't like them. People have weird reasons why they don't like them, and people have extremely good reasons why they don't like them. I'm not here to change anybody's mind. I'm just here to state out what it is. And I think, to be honest, I think it's a little weird when, Google is held to every standard and every level of something, but Apple gets a pass for the same things that they criticized Pixels for. Samsung gets a pass for the same things that they criticize Pixels for. You guys get where I'm going with this. So anyways, that's that. Just wanted to throw that out there. Pixel 4a's are selling well, and they're selling pretty dang good.